Hi there, I'm Benjamin Krudwig. Some of you might recognize me from Etsy.com from my latest feature over there. If you want to check out my shop, it's benjaminkrudwig.etsy.com and I'll post a link there for you. You can get awesome hats like this or any other items that you would like. I'm actually talking to you today because I'm going to start doing crochet tutorials. Crochet is an art that has been around for decades and hundreds of years, honestly, and I thought, it's something that I love, why don't I share it with the world? So I'm going to do that through tutorials here. I'm going to start with the basics and then go through to more advanced stuff like actual hats, maybe even some tapestry crochet, which is what this octopus garden hat is made with. So yeah, enjoy. The first lesson is going to be the basic chain stitch and then the single crochet and maybe even perhaps the double crochet. So enjoy, and I hope you learn a lot from this. Thank you. So let's get started. So first of all, what you do need is yarn, right here, and also a crochet hook. I'm using a Susan and Bates, I believe, a Boys, I apologize, size G. It's one of my favorite hooks, just because G gives a nice even stitch. This yarn is a worsted weight yarn. Cotton, 100% cotton. I really like the way that feels in the hands, and it creates really soft fabrics. This is a center pull ball. You'll find most of that to be the case when you buy yarn. It's either a center pull ball or a skein of yarn. So yeah, let's get started. So we're going to start with the chain stitch, where you have to create a loop first. So you just tie a loop like so, and then you put it on your crochet hook, you yarn over from behind, pull through, and that's the chain stitch. So you just yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And you do that for as many chains as you would like. Pull some yarn out there for you. What you want to do, so say we were making a scarf or something, you want to get enough chains to start a row. So for a nice regular size scarf, about 10 to 15 chains would be fine. So I'm at 6 now. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then what you want to do is when you start your scarf is you chain one more, because that's about the length of one row of single crochet. And that's the stitch that I'm going to teach you in just a second. So for a single crochet, you put your hook through the stitch, you yarn over, pull through once, yarn over again, and pull through both loops. Let me do that again for you. So you go through once, yarn over, and pull through, and so you have 2 loops on the hook right now. And then you yarn over one more time, pull through both loops. Do that for as many chain stitches as you made. That way you get a nice row of single crochet. Of course, I have to pull yarn out every now and again. When you first start a center pull ball, sometimes the yarn doesn't really like to come out very easily. There's a lot of silence when it comes to crocheting, so sorry about that. It's nice to listen to music. I'm not doing it now, so you can understand me when I speak. Otherwise, you know, I'd be listening to Beatles or really anything on my playlist. Sometimes I crochet to music, so when I'm crocheting, I actually start going with the rhythm of the music. So faster music makes me crochet a little bit faster, which is nice when I have a bunch of orders. And softer music helps me crochet slower. That way I'm not, overdoing anything. One thing to keep track of is the tension that you have on your yarn. If you're really, really tight, you'll get a really tight weave or crochet on your fabric. That doesn't make it very flexible, and it can be, like, when it's really stiff, it's not comfortable if it's a hat or a scarf. If it's too loose, then it will be too open, too airy, and it won't fit properly. So you want to make sure that you get a proper tension on your yarn. If it looks like you're stretching your yarn, slow down a little bit, calm down. Don't try and crochet late at night if you've had a stressful day. You'll be a little bit more tense when you're crocheting. Even though it might help you calm down, if you're working on a project, you don't want to have something too tight and then mess up your gauge. And I know I haven't spoken about gauge yet. So gauge is how many stitches per inch, both across and down. So if you have I have 5 stitches here, and it's probably 1.5 inches wide. That'll be your gauge as far as width goes, and then you'd have to calculate the same thing, how many rows per inch going down your fabric. So I'm going to finish this row with single crochets, and then I'm going to teach you the double crochet. It's a really common stitch in a lot of projects, especially scarves. It's a fast stitch, so you don't really have to worry about having not enough time on your hands to do it. But it's a lot of fun, and it gets you through a project quickly. It's more open, so it's not really great for garments, and it's not really great for winter hats. For fall hats or for summer skull caps, it's kind of trendy these days, then it would be fine. So at the end of my row, I'm right here. I'm going to chain 2, because 2 chain is about the height of a double crochet. So that's just to start this row. So that was 2 chain stitches. So you can turn your fabric. Most of the time you can, unless you do a crab stitch, which I'll teach you later on. It's a more complicated stitch where you don't have to turn your project around, which is nice because you get just a right side rather than a right side and a wrong side. So for a double crochet, you yarn over once with your needle, or hook. It's an interchangeable word. You then go through your stitch. You go through both layers. If you can see, there's 2 parts. You have the front part of the stitch and the back part of the stitch. And you want to go through both. You yarn over again, pull through once. So now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, pull through 2 loops, and so you have 2 loops again, yarn over, pull through the finishing 2 loops, and that is a double crochet. I'll do that again for you. So you yarn over, put through your stitch, yarn over, and pull 1 through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over again, pull through the remaining 2 loops. So as you can see, having a little bit of trouble there, that was not okay. You get a taller stitch. It's about, twice as tall as the single crochet. So that's why it's really speedy and really great for flexible scarves. That is one thing about the double crochet compared to the single crochet. It's a lot more flexible. So you'll get a nice drape from your fabric. And a drape is just how it lays down. Basically, if it's really stiff, you don't have a lot of drape. If it is super flexible, you have a lot of drape. So it's really, fitting for scarves, and it's okay for hats. I prefer the single crochet for hats, just because it's warmer, and you get more of an actual fabric feel from there. So yeah, so that's 2 rows of single crochet with 1 row of double crochet. It's a lot of fun to crochet, and it's super stress relieving for me. So I recommend it, and I hope that this will help you get started on your own projects. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and ask me a question, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget to check out my website. It is benjaminkrudwig.etsy.com, and I'll post a link again for you for hats and everything else that you could possibly want from crochet. I'm always up to doing custom orders, so feel free to look at that as well. If you have any questions and you don't want to comment, you feel free to email me at bckrudwig@gmail.com, and I'll post that link as well. Enjoy, and I will see you next time.